In this video, we're going to be putting 3 of ESR's tempered glass screen protectors for the iPhone 16 Pro Max to the test. We're going to do a full installation, we're going to do a fit, we're going to see how they feel, and we're also going to be doing a drop and a scratch test to see how durable each one of these screen protectors really are. And by the end of this video, you're going to know which one of these screen protectors are right for you. Now, the only difference between these two screen protectors right here are the price and the way that you're going to install it. One comes with a tray that you put over your phone, then you put the screen protector inside the tray to install it. The other one is a very easy installation. We just take the whole tray, put it over your phone, pull the tab, and it kind of installs itself. Now, the difference between the Ultra tempered glass screen protector is the Armorite Series. It's supposed to be their strongest tempered glass screen protector, and it's also double the price of the other screen protectors here. So you're definitely going to want to see how the more expensive screen protector stacks up against the cheaper ones. So let's get started. So here we have ESR's regular tempered glass screen protector. So here we have our installation guide, our installation packets, and we get 3 tempered glass screen protectors. So first we need to thoroughly clean off the screen with our alcohol wipe. Then we'll dry it off. Use your dust sticker to remove any dust. Then take your installation guide, making sure that it doesn't really matter which way you install it. Just press this over the top of your phone, just like this. Then take one of your screen protectors, making sure that the sticker is on the underside of the screen protector, and it doesn't matter which way you put it in the guide because it's all the same around. So peel off the underside sticker, then place the whole screen protector inside the guide, just like this. Slide your finger up the middle of the screen protector and it should start to adhere. It does look like we have a big bubble here. And you can kind of help it down if you need to. Then when you're done, push down on the phone, lift up on the guide. And it does look like we have a rather large bubble right here. So I'm just going to use a squeegee to get that out. You can use a credit card or a plastic squeegee if you have it. Seems like that came out very easily. Then we'll take a look. So not too bad. Looks like a pretty good installation. There is a pretty good gap all the way around the screen, so it should be compatible with most cases. The edges are also rounded off. Very nice. Screen looks nice and clear. As far as the feel, super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. It is also a full coverage screen protector, so we'll test out our Face ID. Face ID working fine. And as far as our camera also looks nice and clean, pretty flawless. Now as far as fingerprints goes, does seem to do a pretty good job at fingerprint rejection. There's only some slight smudges on the screen, but you can very easily just wipe those away with minimal effort. So now let's take a look at the screen as if you're looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, there is a pretty good rainbow effect. And if you're looking at it dead on, you're probably still going to see a slight bit of rainbow. It doesn't seem to matter which way I'm looking at it, there's rainbow all around. So that may or may not bother you. Now on the sides of the glass, there does seem to be a little bit of a rainbow effect and some light bleed. Let's take a closer look at that. So if we look at our edges here, you can very slightly see just a very tiny bit of light coming through a little crack in the side. Let's take a look at the other side. Again, it's about the same thing. Just a little bit, so you can see it. And it also seems down at the bottom of the screen, there's a slight bit of a rainbow. You can kind of see the purple and the greens. This doesn't really bother me, it's just something I wanted to bring up in case everybody else does. So let's take a look at the screen. As you can see, it's nice and clear. As far as touch, nice and smooth, and again, touch is working perfectly fine. So let's put it in our case. And it seems to fit my case perfectly. There's a slight gap all the way around the screen, so there's no lifting, no bubbles, and it should be case compatible with most cases. And you can see the screen got a little bit more smudged up from me kind of touching it a little more, but again, you can very easily just wipe those away. And the screen protector also does seem to fit perfectly around the screen as well. It doesn't look like it's obstructing any of the screen from what I can see. So not bad at all. Everything's looking pretty good. So let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. So we're going to start off our test by dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go, 2 feet. Here we go, 3 feet. 4 feet. 5 feet. 5 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 5-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and maybe a little deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was pretty easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 5-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. And then here we have ESR's tempered glass screen protector that comes with its own little built-in guide. So this screen protector comes with an installation packet, and we've got one tempered glass screen protector that has a guide for installation, and it comes with 2 extra tempered glass refills. So first we need to clean off our screen with the alcohol wipe and then dry it off. Then we're going to take our installation tray, making sure that the top signifier here is going towards the camera on your phone. We're just going to press this over the top of our phone just like this. Then all you need to do is to hold down on the guide like this. Not a lot of pressure, just make sure it stays in place. And we're going to pull out this little tab here. The screen should start to adhere to your phone. Just press your finger up the middle, and then we can lift up on the tray. So we do have a couple bubbles on the screen, so I'm just going to very carefully lift up on the screen to kind of get those out. So really that installation didn't seem to go any better than the one where I just took the screen protector and placed it inside the guide on top of the phone. So really I would probably just save some money and go with the one that has the guide on top of the screen, because there are still some bubbles on the side here that I've tried to get out a couple times already, and they kind of just seem to be coming back. And as far as the tempered glass goes, it's the same tempered glass as the one that uses the guide that goes down on top of the phone. So as far as this glass goes, again, it's nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. The edges are rounded off. Let's see about fingerprints. It does seem to pick up some smudges on the screen, but you should be able to wipe those away very easily. No problem. Now this is, again, a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your camera. Let's test that out. Face ID working fine. It's also nice and clear. Camera looks perfectly fine to me. I don't see any issues there. Now as far as touch goes, working perfectly fine. No issues there. Now let's take a look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And again, we get the same effect that we did on the other screen protector because it's exactly the same screen. And then let's take a look at our light bleed. So again, on the sides, you can kind of see a little bit of the screen coming through the edge there. And then on the other side, about the same thing. You can see how there's a little bit of a gap on the side. And let's put this in our case. So again, fits the case perfectly fine. There's still a slight edge all the way around the phone, so it should be compatible with most cases. And just like the other one, you can see that it got smudged up a little bit just by me kind of pressing on the screen. And then here we have ESR's Armorite Series tempered glass screen protector. It's supposed to have 110 pounds of force resistance. Now we're going to test out ESR's Armorite Series tempered glass, and this is supposed to be the strongest tempered glass that ESR has. So it looks like we get a couple tools here. We have installation packet, we've got our squeegee, we also have a couple refills for our tempered glass guide, and we get one tray with our installation screen protector already put in. So the first thing we need to do is to clean off our screen with our alcohol wipe, then dry it off, remove any dust with our dust sticker. Then I'll take our installation guide, and you need to make sure that the installed screen protector is stuck down on these little guides here, because mine was not. It had actually come up, so just make sure that those are pressed down on there. We're going to take our phone, and you need to put this in upside down with the camera going towards the top of the screen protector. Make sure that this tab is down on top of the screen protector before we put in our phone. Then we're going to put this down. Then we're going to put this in upside down, just like this. Just press that into place. And then we're going to close the lid here. Then we're going to press down on the top of the protector, just like this. And then we're going to pull the tab out. Then we're going to wait 30 seconds. Then we can take our phone out of the tray.
Sorry, I don't understand.
And it does look like we have one little bubble on the inside here. Everything else is perfect except for that one little bubble. So I'm going to have to lift up the screen protector very carefully. And then we can use our squeegee to kind of push this back down. And then just use the squeegee to kind of get the corners. So not a bad installation. Other than that one little bubble, everything else seems to be perfect. Well, maybe except for the bottom here. We do have a rather large bubble on the bottom, which is kind of interesting. Let's see if we can get that out. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. At the very bottom of the screen protector, it looks like the screen isn't adhered to the phone. You can see just that kind of lifted portion of the screen. Just kind of weird. You can see right there. It's like a long bubble on the edge of the screen protector. You don't see it on the sides. You don't see it on the top, but you do see it on the very bottom here. So that's definitely not good. And you're already, this is supposed to be their best screen protector. And I did try to get it out already. It just seems to come back. But either way, we're going to keep on with the testing. So the edges are also rounded off. That's pretty nice. There also does seem to be a gap around the edge of the screen, more at the top than there is anywhere else. You can see that large gap there versus where there's not a ton on the bottom or on the side. So that might be an issue with the guide too. As far as fingerprints, it does seem to pick up some fingerprints on the screen that you can see there, kind of in smudges, but it very easily wipes away. As far as touch, super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. So this is a full coverage screen protector too, so it does cover your camera and sensors. So let's test that out. Face ID working perfectly fine. Let's test out our camera. Camera looks nice and clear, don't see any issues there. So now let's take a look at our screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And you can see with this screen protector, there is still a slight rainbow effect, but not as bad as the cheaper ESR screen protectors. So that's a plus. As you can see, the screen is nice and clear, and touch is working fine. Now let's take a look at the light bleed from this screen. So if you take a look at the edge here, you can see that there is a ever so slight bit of screen. You can see through the little crack there. The top is even worse because the screen protector seems to be a little bit misaligned. And on the other side, still, you can kind of see that edge through the glass. So let's put this in our case. So it does seem to fit the case perfectly. I don't see any lifting, no bubbles, other than that large one on the bottom there that, has been there since installation. It doesn't seem like the screen protector actually touches the case itself. There's just a slight gap. It does seem to be a little off on the sides and on the top and the bottom, but again, it still seems to fit the case perfectly fine, so it should be compatible with most cases. So now comes the big question, is the screen protector stronger than the cheaper ESR screen protectors? Let's test it out with a scratch and a drop test. So we're going to be dropping the same 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. Here we go. Here we go, 3 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. So the ESR Armorite Series tempered glass doesn't seem to be any more drop resistant than their regular tempered glass. It only lasted up until a 4-foot drop. So now let's move on to the scratch test. So regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off with the number 5. And we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and a little deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for regular tempered glass. So installation for this screen protector was really easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 4-foot drop, and scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. So there you have it. I'm not really sure why the Armorite series isn't as drop resistant as the regular tempered glass as ESR says it is. But as you saw in the test, the Armorite series only lasts up until a 4-foot drop. So if it were me, I would just tell you get the cheapest tempered glass that ESR has. And even make sure it's the one that has the guide that goes over the phone where you put the screen protector inside of it, because that seemed to work better than the one where it had everything built in and you just put it over the top. Unless you want to go for the Armorite series, that had the best installation guide. But if you guys want to pick any of these screen protectors up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.